Well, to cap off Boris Johnson's disastrous week, the bill stopping him leaving the European Union without a deal has just got through the upper house here in the UK, the House of Lords. That means it will now go to the Queen, who will give it royal assent and make it law of the land. It destroys Boris Johnson's negotiating strategy. He thought that being really active on no-deal preparations, putting in more money about it, a public advertising campaign, would mean that the EU took him more seriously and that they would back down. But that option has now been stripped from him. And it culminates a week in which he has lost his majority, lost his first 3 votes in Parliament, lost his own brother from government and lost his leader in Scotland. He has been visibly rattled in the past 24 hours, making a speech yesterday in Yorkshire in which he seemed to go off script and struggled with the questioning. He has also now been criticised by the head of the West Yorkshire Police Constable Force, who said that they did not believe that the speech would be as political as it was in nature. They thought that it would be about police hiring, and putting out a statement, they say that they were disappointed that their officers were used in the background that way. So it culminates a very difficult week for Boris Johnson. He is spending the weekend in Balmoral with Her Majesty the Queen. He will have time to think about what to do before we expect him to go to Dublin on Monday morning for talks with the Irish Prime Minister Leo Varadkar, and then on Monday afternoon he will try to get a vote for a general election through the House of Commons once more. But the opposition parties have met and decided that they're not going to allow a general election before that October 31st deadline. They have worked in lockstep with each other and those Tory rebels who were kicked out of the party earlier in the week, and they now think that it is better to keep the Prime Minister in position for a time to make sure he doesn't pull any kind of tricks to try and stop the UK leaving without a deal, and so they have really played him extremely well this week. And the Prime Minister can take some light relief in the fact that a second court challenge today has been denied by the High Court on his move to prorogue Parliament, but it will now move to the Supreme Court on the 17th of September. So Boris Johnson now has 2 days to try to come up with a new strategy, because for the opposition parties, without him able to call a general election and without him able to leave without a deal, he now has to refocus his efforts on trying to secure a deal with the EU at their next council meeting on the 17th of October.